Bluebell 51. David went. How was the road with Ron? It was awesome, man. Um, um, yeah, the road was awesome. So just to give you a recap of how the tour was, we got in late last night. We did San Diego, and it was a 9:30 show. So we didn't hit the road till a little after midnight. I got in about 2:30 or so and fell asleep around 3:30. So the road, the progressive comedy tour, the first ever one was great. I got, some of you are out there, Shelby Hall, who just finished fixing her garbage disposal. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We'll talk about the history of Mother's Day in a little bit. So yeah, the tour was amazing. It was, we just were like, when we started talking about this a couple months ago, we're like, let's just do it. Let's just try it out. And both Ron and I are very busy. He's busy working on Jimmy Dore's show and TYT, and I'm, busy with the FNX thing. So we didn't put crazy amounts of time promoting it. I promoted it on, we promoted it on our various channels, but it was really cool to see the initial response. Like a Wednesday night in Tempe, Arizona. Arizona State was out of, all the kids had gone back home, so there wasn't a lot of kids there. They don't normally do shows on Wednesday, and we still had about 80 people there. And at least half of them were fans of this show and fans of Jimmy Dore's show, which was really cool. And that was what was so, Tempe was so awesome, because then we do a meet and greet afterwards. And Ron had Howdy shirts. I just got Make Gotham Great Again shirts, and I'll put them on my website. They'll be for sale soon in the next week. And it was so cool because I did way more political stuff than I normally do. That was the point of the tour, obviously, and the response was awesome. And there were some people in the crowd that I know were not like progressives. They were probably Arizona Republican types. And when I was talking about the two-party system is screwing us and the media is lying to us, they were like, yeah, I kind of saw them go, oh shit, all right. Because they hear progressive, maybe they think it's just going to be some liberal thing. And also just to show the range of progressives and fans of the Jimmy Dore show, this is such a great example. In the meet and greet line, right? There was this couple, and they were like an interracial couple. There was this black dude with dreadlocks, and she was a white girl with pink hair, and they were like hippie. They were a hippie couple. And they were like, oh, we saw you on Jimmy Dore. It was awesome. Right behind them, three women in their probably late 60s, well-dressed white ladies, look like they have decent money, and they were like, oh, we love you on Jimmy Dore's show. You know what I'm saying? Like three women that from a distance you would say, oh, they're either big Hillary supporters or they're probably Republican white ladies who voted for Trump, right? No. Progressives, we voted for Bernie. And that's the thing that was so cool about the overall tour, was showing that being a progressive transcends ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status. That's what was so cool to see. So we had this great response in Tempe. In Lake Havasu, there's just this bar gig that I've played for like 3 or 4 years. This guy, Jared Pennington, owns this pub, Pennington's Pub in Lake Havasu. He saw me headline the Improv in Las Vegas before that club closed down like 3 years ago. And he said, hey man, play my pub. And he always just said this deal with me. He goes, if you're ever doing a tour through the area and you need a night you need to fill in, let me know. So that's what he did for us. So it was not progressives in the audience. It was the locals that come. He does like a comedy show twice a week in his little bar. It's like 60 people sitting in this bar. Probably mostly older, mostly, retirees and Trump supporters. And I didn't go as hard on the political stuff, but I did some of my making fun of the two-party system. And they were like, holy shit. You guys get me? They were down when I was like, the media's lying to in the two-party system. And I did this talking about, the whole people say, oh, the lesser of two evils. And I do a whole joke about that. And they went, oh, yeah. Because I know some of them feel like, yeah, we voted. A lot of Trump supporters, or people who voted, not Trump supporters, but people that voted for Trump did it because they were like, he's the lesser of two evils. And a lot of people that voted for Hillary did that for the same reasons, the lesser of two evils. So the tour was really cool. Vegas was awesome. And by the way, anybody watching right now that came to any of these shows, thank you so much. It was so great to meet many of you. Shelby, I've met you before. You came to the FNX show, so it was great to see you again. I'm glad your mom's doing better. But I is like Not Me is saying there are more things that unite us than those that set us apart. Yeah, absolutely. All you guys talking about the Bernie rallies. And yeah, Not Me. Still, capitalism will keep pushing for individualism. Yeah, because that's capitalism doesn't want us all getting together going, hey, maybe socialism's a better way to go. That's not good for capitalism's end game. The Vegas show was so amazing. It was at the Center for Science and Wonder. It's an atheist church. Now, I'm not an atheist. I'm not a fan of organized religion, but I believe in some type of higher power. God, like some old dude on a throne with a rule book judging everybody. No, I don't believe in that. But I believe in a power great, whatever you want to call it. The universe, God, the force, whatever, man. That's what I believe in, but it was fine. They're not like trying to, I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not an atheist. Yes, Rhombus Isotope, people are sick the fuck to death of this lesser of two evils thing. So what was cool about Vegas for me was the only way I've ever played Vegas is at big casinos. And casino crowds are largely everybody, but there's a lot of people from all over the country and all over the world. But you get a lot of like older crowds or more conservative or whatever. Like you definitely could not make fun of Trump hard in a casino gig. And you probably couldn't do this, and the casinos would never hire a progressive comedy tour. So it's I've been working Vegas for 20 years, over 20 years. My first time performing there, not in a casino. And so it was all locals. And at this atheist church, the guy who created the church with some friends, he grew up in a religious environment, and he had all these questions as a teenager, he said, about religion. And his mom said, well, honey, I don't believe in it either, but I like the church. We go to the church for the bake sales and the cookouts and the fellowship. And he goes, that's what he wants to create. He wants a network of atheist churches where it's a community center. And that is the upside of religions, is bringing the community together. So the show was amazing, man. And we brought in all these people that had not known about this Center for Science and Wonder. So they were happy. All these new people were learning about this place. And we served all these awesome fans, and then we had two, this is what we're going to start doing with this progressive comedy tour in Vegas. We had two progressive candidates running for Congress, one in Nevada's 3rd and one in Nevada's 4th. Amy, she's running in the 4th, Amy Vialas or something. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Michael, I believe, Willis. And we told their offices at the, in the lobby when we're setting up the meet and greet after the show, set up and have your candidates there, have people handing out information. So at the end of the show, I say to everybody, there's two progressive candidates, and each one of them stood up and said, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm running for this district. And then the other one said, I'm so-and-so, I'm running for this district. And I said, guys, ask them questions after the show. I'm not going to full-on endorse a candidate unless I know more about them. But if they're telling me they're a progressive, I'm going to at least give them a shot and let them pitch everybody. And so they're in the lobby after the show, and they're having a political thing. And it's like, and these smaller progressives, they need volunteers. They need donation. Even if you're like, I got a full-time job, they could use a couple hours of your time. And we did the same thing in San Diego. There was a woman running as a green, and she stood up at the end of the show and told I'm so-and-so, I'm running for the green. And it was really, that's what we want. We're going to try to get voter registration things set up. So it's not just a comedy tour, not just doing some political jokes, but there's a political rally and political activist element to the tour. And so that is what we're doing. And I haven't posted the link yet, but it's up for Atlanta. So in June, this is definitive now. June 20th, we are doing the Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee. June 21st, we are doing the stand-up live in Huntsville, Alabama. June 22nd, we are doing Asheville, North Carolina. June 23rd, we are doing Louisville, Kentucky. June 24th, we are doing the Punchline in Atlanta. Two of those ticket links are already up on GrahamElwood.com, but if you go to the Atlanta Punchline website, you can get the ticket link. It's also up. Ron created a second Facebook page, the Progressive Comedy Tour second leg page. So check this out. It was awesome, and thank you to everybody that came out. So Sarah something, Thank you for supporting the show, guys. If you go hit the, and also supporting the Progressive Comedy Tour, you get a great night out and you're supporting this show. And like, then, you know, Ron and I sell our merch after the show, and that's a great way to help support the tour because we're not selling 200 tickets. You know, we're not big enough names yet to sell those kinds of tickets. So we have 60, 70 people at a show. It's good, but it's like buying merch at the end of the show helps support the tour. Just FYI. If you can afford it. If your money's tight, don't worry about it.